In this Windows 10 tutorial for absolute beginners, we'll look at the Windows 10 user interface, settings, taskbar, look at the desktop, and File Explorer. Interface in Windows 10 is designed for you to quickly find and launch applications, documents, configure settings, and organize your environment to make your experience working with Windows 10 fun and productive at the same time. Let's take a look at the Windows 10 user interface. When you first log in into Windows 10, you see Start button, which you can click to get access to additional features, Cortana bar, then you have list of applications that are linked to the taskbar, then you have a status bar, and then you have a very quick button to get to the desktop. It's barely visible here on the taskbar. First, let's look at the Start button. When you click the Start button, you see a combination of what was available in Windows 10, Windows 8, and got morphed a little bit when Windows 10 was introduced. So this is the classic Start menu. You see the list of all the applications, which starts with recently added applications. And then in alphabetical order, based on each letter, it shows you what's installed on your computer. Now, some applications, as you can see, they have this arrow to the right, and which means that this is a folder, and applications underneath of this arrow, actual applications that you would need to click that are located in that particular folder. Here on the left, there is a section that shows you different functions, frequently used functions that are available. For example, the user ID that I'm using to record this video called video recording, and this button shows you that you can switch between different users in your computer. You can expand this view of the Start and switch between the users. This is what this first button is for. You can access documents for the given user, access pictures, or access settings available to you as a Windows 10 user. You can also obviously shut down, power off, and there are different options for sleep, shut down, and restart of the computer. On the right, it's a tiles menu, which is useful for touchscreen devices, and there are three categories for the tiles: create, play, and explore. And it's, like I said, it's especially useful for the users that using the touchscreen devices. As you can see, tiles is Microsoft's invention, and they are very useful if you don't just use the mouse, but use rather touchscreen, because they're bigger and much easier to click. Settings app in Windows 10 allows you to customize and configure the operating system. Settings in Windows 10 are broken down into multiple categories. They include PC and devices, accounts, OneDrive, search apps, privacy, network, time, language, easy access, and update and recovery. Settings app is the simplified version of Control Panel that was available in Windows for a long time. Control Panel is still available. You can access it if you type the name of the applications in Cortana bar, Control Panel, and it shows up first on the list. And you can see and compare in the Settings app and in Control Panel that are available. I have them side by side, which are pretty much similar, but if you use to more Control Panel, that it's probably going to be much easier for you to use, especially knowing that it's still available. Let me show you the easy way to access settings through the Start button. If you right-click on the Start button, you see that a lot of features available, and we see settings here, we see File Explorer, search, and even run, as well as shut down or sign out for the user and access to the desktop. So same settings app I just showed to you. You can just right-click on the Start menu and select settings, and it's available. I'm going to click Close and close Windows Settings app. Now let's look at the Tiles section on the Start menu. So in Tiles section, you see tiles, and as you can see, they're organized by groups, and tiles are of the different size. If you right-click on the tile, you have different options that are available. You can unpin from Start, which will remove it. Not the app itself, but it will just unpin and it will not show up. That's what pinning means. You can resize it, and there are 4 different sizes available. This is the medium size of the square. You can do a small size. You can also resize and make a wide size, and you can make a large size. Those are 4 different sizes that are available. I'm going to return it back to the medium size as it was, and as you can see, it fits nicely. And if I drag and drop tiles, especially if they match with the space available, you can organize them very nicely on your desktop. Each tile app, most of them also have additional settings, like for weather app. So you can go into the app settings. You can Some tiles are live tiles, like for example, weather might show you the live weather based on your region selection, and you can configure it in settings, and you have some other additional options that are available. Windows Taskbar allows you to start applications and view current status of Windows 10. Using Taskbar, you can invoke Start menu. You can search Windows by using text and voice commands with Cortana. You can organize and launch different applications in Windows 10 right from the Taskbar. You can also control notifications. You can check the date and time, and you can launch Windows Desktop with that small button on the right bottom corner. Let's look at the Taskbar, and this is the bar at the bottom of the screen, which has multiple things. It has applications that could be opened based on your selection. For example, if you click on the Edge browser, you can open the Edge browser here on the screen. You can also see some other already opened applications, and indication that some application is opened is in this line that at the bottom of the application. You can also add additional applications to the taskbar, and the reason you might want to do it is so you can quickly launch them when you need to. For example, I do have Excel here pinned. The function of adding applications to taskbar is called pinning them, because you're not actually adding application or deleting, you're just pinning an existing application or unpinning an existing application. You see right now I have Excel because I quickly can launch it. I use it very frequently. So I can just click on Excel and it launches Microsoft Excel. But I don't have Microsoft Word available, so let me walk you through the steps of how to add Microsoft Word. To do that, you can type Word, and there are multiple ways to do it. You can launch it, and it shows up here, and this is Excel that showed up after a while, but I'm going to switch to Word. So you see that Word is running right now because there is a line under the application which shows the application is active. But if I close Word, it disappears from the taskbar. Unlike Excel, if I close Excel, Excel will stay. It's just the line underneath Excel will disappear. So let me launch Word again. And now I would like to pin Word to taskbar so it will be available even after I close Microsoft Word. To do that, I do right mouse click, and there are options here. One of them is pin to taskbar. And now when I close Word, Word still is available and I can launch it when I need to. As you can see, a lot of functions in Windows are available through right mouse click. So when you do right mouse click on the taskbar, it shows a menu that's specific to taskbar. And one feature that you might find very useful is the fact that you can move taskbar on the screen. Right now it's at the bottom, but that does not mean that it has to stay in the bottom. The only reason it's fixed right now is because it's locked. But if you select unlock taskbar, then you can drag and drop it. It could be on the right, it could be on the top if you like it to. And you just need to find the empty space which you can use to drag it from place to place. And you can move it around the screen, and all other windows adjust based on your moves. I'm going to move it back and lock it again. If you'd like the content, please make sure to click the like button, share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Windows Desktop allows users to organize files and applications, making it possible to quickly find and launch what you're looking for. And we will look now at the desktop itself. As you can see, desktop area allows you to organize frequently used applications as well. So you have icons for some of the applications that during installation loaded icons onto the desktop. You can organize them manually like I just did here, or you can also sort by, for example, name. You can rearrange them by size, item type, date modified, and you can look them at medium icon, large icons. You can look at them as a small icons, and there are some additional settings related to those desktop icons. Each icon on the desktop has its own set of settings, and if you do select the icon and then do a right mouse click, you can access all the settings, including properties for each app. It shows where app is located and how to execute it, as well as a lot of different tabs that are available specifically for this application. Desktop itself also has settings, and if you do a right mouse click on the desktop itself, obviously you can reorganize the icons and I just showed you how to do it, and you can click refresh. You can also access display specific settings. So when I click that on the display settings option, it launches the settings app, and here it starts with the display options that are available to you. As you can see, I have 3 desktops, and I can identify each one. So this is desktop number 3, where I'm recording this video, but I have 2 other desktops. You can rearrange them based on how they are configured. For example, you can put one desktop on top of the other, but this is not my configuration. I have 3 desktops next to each other in one line. And there are some other settings available. You just need to scroll down. For example, one of the very useful settings is the size of the font and how much text is available. Resolution. You have different resolutions available, and you choose the best one typically. I choose the best one for recording, so I have higher resolutions available, which I'm not selecting here. And I do it so people can see this on the mobile devices as well as on the desktops. And then you can choose what to do with multiple desktops. You can duplicate content on the desktops, or you can extend desktops. So each display in your configuration will show its own set of applications, its own desktop, kind of would be an extension. So when you have 3 monitors, you will have desktop that would be located on 3 monitors, and you can drag it from one monitor to the other. Let me close display settings app, and let's look at the last part, which is the personalize. This part allows you to personalize your desktop, and it launches the settings app with the personalization option. So you can change the background, and you can choose a different picture or solid color or slideshow, and you have some options. I have the left one, but if I'd like, I can choose a different option here. And as you can see, as soon as I selected the different option, my desktop content has changed, so now I have a different image on the desktop. I'm going to go back to personalize by right mouse clicking, and I'll choose different options how you would fit. This is helpful if your image is not exactly matching the size of your desktop, so you can choose a different options of how you would want to fit. And obviously, if you want to choose your own image, you have to upload it onto the Windows computer, and then click browse to find it and select it, so it will show up on your desktop. Windows File Explorer is used to navigate and manage drives, files, and folders on your computer. One of the very important applications available to Windows users is File Explorer. So there are multiple ways to launch File Explorer. One of them is from the taskbar, and this is how I'm going to demonstrate it. You just click on the File Explorer, and it has multiple different sections, which we're going to look at momentarily. Quick access, OneDrive, this PC, libraries, and network. Libraries is something that was introduced in Windows 7, so you have to enable them. I use them, so I have them available. You may not see libraries on your machine. But let me close File Explorer for now, and I'll show you another alternative ways to launch it. You do right mouse click on the start button, and as you can see, File Explorer is available, which is the same applications. And the third way might be through Cortana bar. If you type File Explorer, this is the first app that shows up. Let's look at the key features of File Explorer. I'm going to launch it again. And as I mentioned, quick access is an area where you can pin quickly accessed folders that you need. By default, desktop downloads and documents and pictures are pinned here. If you don't like something being here, you can unpin it. For example, if you don't like maybe pictures be in this area, you can right mouse click and then select unpin from quick access, and then it removes pictures from there. As we go down the list, OneDrive is Microsoft's technology that allows you to exchange information. You have to sign up. There is a free account which has, I believe, 15 gigabytes of storage, which is very nice. If you connect it from multiple PCs, you should be able to access OneDrive, which is a cloud storage from Microsoft. And if you need more space, I think there's a paid version of that. So I clicked on this. It prompts me to enter my email address, assuming I already have an account for sign-in. If you don't have it, you can sign up with OneDrive. I'm going to close this dialog box and keep going. This PC allows you to access two key folders of this workstation, as well as access to Drive C. Libraries, I mentioned this is the feature that Microsoft is trying to retire. So I use it because I used it since Windows 7, but you do not have to. Quick access is a much nicer equivalent of libraries. And then network allows you to see which workstations are connected to your local network, so you can connect to those workstations and exchange data. Let me show you a couple cool things you can do with File Explorer, since as the name implies, it's very useful to work with the files. So I clicked on the documents and do have some sample documents here, and your view might be different, and I'll explain you why it might be different and how to change the view. So you see names of the files, date modified, type of the file, and size. Sometimes you don't see file extensions. I specifically enabled them, and I'll show you how to do that in case you're interested. But if you move through the tabs, and this is the ribbon interface, which as you can see has multiple tabs, in this case File, Home, Share, and View, and you can move between the tabs. And in the Home tab, you have most frequently used functions. For example, you can have a new folder created by clicking a new folder button, and you can has the name of the folder. By default it's a new folder name, but you can just say it's documents. You just type in the name. In the view, you select what type of view that you would like to have, and you can switch between details, which is what I currently have, maybe to list view, which is more simpler to understand. View details has a lot of information, or maybe content view, or just the icons, small, extra large, or medium types of icons. What I mentioned to you is that I enabled extensions because I'd like to see what type of file it is before clicking on the file. And to do that, I showed you, you need to click on the options. Again, I'm going to walk you through. You click on the view and then click on the options button, and it brings up the folder options dialog box. And there are multiple tabs here. One is General tab, another one is View tab, and this is where you select display file extensions here, as well as display some other options. So the specific option for file extensions is hide extensions for known file types. But I'd like to see everything, so I enable a lot of information. Even I'd like to see protected operating system files. So I'm going to click, show you another tab here, which is search specific tab, before I click cancel. So there are some settings of allows you to configure, for example, search options, and then what to do when searching on indexed location. This is helpful because if you search items in Cortana bar, you can also search for local items. And indexing allows you to speed up the search if you have many documents. So you point where the index would be located and in which folders you will be indexing. And then here in Cortana, if you type the name of the document and its index, it will allow you to find the document very quickly. Let me show you a couple ways to work with documents. I'm going to select, for example, sample Word file here. And as you can see on the right, it's a quick preview of this file, which is available for certain file types. For example, Microsoft Word, Excel, any Office product will have it, PDF will have it, and a lot of other applications will have it. So what you can do with the file is you can do a right mouse click and you can copy the file. And if you click on another place, you can paste the file, right? So simple copy and paste. And what Microsoft File Explorer did, it created a duplicate of this file at the bottom, and dash copy added a copy to the name of the file. So what I'm going to do, you can copy file in one folder, navigate to another folder, and then paste file in another folder. So I did copy and paste in the same folder just to simplify, and it's good for you to understand what just happened. But if I, for example, would like to create a duplicate of this file in another folder, I need to click copy, navigate to the folder documents, and then do a paste here, and this will copy and paste file here. To go back, you click the back button, back to the documents, right? And we see two files because they sorted in alphabetical order. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show another way to copy documents. I'm going to click on the file and drag and drop it, and I'm going to drop it, and it's going to move the copy file into the documents. I'm going to release the file, and it went right into the Documents folder.
If this video was helpful, make sure to click the like button in your browser. Also, please help your friends to learn this topic faster by sharing this video with them. And if you would like to be the first one to know about new videos to help you reach your goals faster, make sure to subscribe to my channel.
Make sure to check out my other relevant videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We have a lot of great stuff planned in the pipeline, and I don't want you to miss any of it. And if you'd like to get notified about all the new stuff that are coming out, make sure to subscribe to my email list as well. All links are here on the screen. Make sure to click to stay in touch. Thanks again for watching.